Welcome to Four Crazy Minds. I'm Destry Dex Brown.
I'm Shay Jolger.
And as always, I'm Eric Meekum.
Still Bradley Trisdale here.
And we've got special guest
Alex Silos.
with us tonight. And so let's jump in. Our last episode we did how was your week? So let's ask Alex, how's your week been mentally?
My week sadly hasn't been the best. As of late, I've discovered that a new problem has arrived at my house, and it's a slow developing problem, and I'm slowly trying to take care of it.
Is this something you can talk about on stream, or is it
Oh,
something you
it's-
prefer to keep?
It's more private because
Understood.
Brad has had past issues with it.
Oh, yeah.
Is this a problem I think I know about?
Oh, yeah. The annoyance.
I remember this topic.
The annoyance has arrived at my house.
I've been through there. I've been through that same
Yes.
thing. Sucks.
Other than that, I had a mental breakdown actually last night, realizing that a lot of things aren't going my way, that I need to get back on track, and just realizing that the friends I have are the only ones I can really talk to anymore.
Right.
That's a tough
So-
spot to be in.
Well, when you tried to call me, I think it was 2 weeks ago, I would have answered since I was in the middle of a Game of Thrones episode.
You're
So
fine.
I texted you, like, "What you doing? What's up?" And then you just like ignored me. I'm like,
In the words of our
"Motherfucker!"
words of our boss, even when it is an excuse, that's no excuse.
What happened is that I was going to invite you to bowling. I was having a bad day.
Damn it.
Oh,
and
you just
you-
punched him in the ear.
And you just kind of like, nah, I'm busy. I'm just like, oh, okay.
I'd pass up a Game of Thrones episode to go bowling because I can watch it on
I
demand.
asked you what you needed.
I asked you if you
I
were
would
busy.
have. I would have been unbusy for that.
So,
I love bowling.
I know you do. That's why you came to mind, but maybe we'll have to schedule it another time.
well, yeah. So, mental health front, you talked about dealing with not having a lot of friends, and that can always lead to depression and things like that. Are there any other...
Well, first off, why don't we start out with what are your diagnoses? What have you been diagnosed with?
Massive depression as of today.
Clinical depression.
Yes, and bipolar and ADHD.
Everyone's got that.
Yeah, everybody's.
It
We
literally
all
seems
got
like
the
everybody
ADHD.
seems to have that.
I believe it was a trend in the 90s that
Everybody
every
got
kid
it.
was,
It was in-
proclaimed
something in the
as
water.
an ADHD. Yeah, it was in the
Something
water.
in the water.
Yeah. Fluoride.
And if I can recall right, I'm somewhat OCD as well. So,
Yeah, they just put me on. My psychiatrist just told me that I'm on part of the OCD spectrum, so I don't know which, what part I'm on or how OCD I am.
I've never been verified on what's part of the spectrum I am. I've just been clarified as that.
Well, I know for sure it isn't the cleanliness part on me because I don't clean shit.
that could be part of it, because when I go to someone's house that I don't know or have been there the first time, I realize things are out of order or it's not clean enough to my spectrum. I start cleaning without them knowing, and then I get yelled at for it.
See, for me, it's small things like the cards have to be all facing the same way, and
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
I'm kind of the same way.
I get really bad about, it's really weird. I'll have things disorganized, but they'll be where I want them and how I like it.
And then when
Yep.
someone,
And somebody moves it,
Yeah.
and I'll have a breakdown.
like, in my house right now, it's a complete mess, and my roommate looked at me and said, I can't find anything. And I looked at her and said, my aspect of mine is completely different from yours. Because I can find everything, you can't. Tell me what you're looking for, I guarantee I can find it in 15 seconds.
Yeah.
So how do you deal with your bipolar depression? Is there like steps you take?
Well,
things you do?
you've got clinical depression and bipolar. So that means that you're having more depressive episodes than you are manic episodes. So let's start out with, how do you deal with your depressive episodes or your clinical depression?
Well, as of late, I've discovered that driving does a lot of damage to the depression, because I'll find a secluded road and I'll hit high speeds, and the adrenaline rush makes the depression slowly dissipate. But after the ride's over and I go home, the depression just kind of comes back.
It's like a temporary fix.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I've had people look at me, why don't you smoke weed? And I'm just like,
If it's not your thing, it's not your
I
thing.
can't do it. It's not my thing.
And see, weed has never pulled me out of depression either.
That shit only
It's
made
just
me hungry.
numbed me for a little while.
No, I've known you for years. Back in high school, you used a lot of music to deter a lot of that stuff.
I still use it, but since I haven't found a genre that flows with me,
Lately, as music starts to evolve, so does the depression.
yes.
Yeah.
As music turns shittier, the depression gets worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
unfortunate.
That's how it's always seemed.
Yeah. So, have you had any bipolar episodes recently, or
Like manic episodes where you went from being depressed to being
Completely angry.
impulsive.
Impulsive?
Impulsive, or
Actually,
so happy that it's dangerous.
I've never been to that point.
You,
I don't even think Brad can recall.
high school? You had some episodes, but
No,
they
I had
weren't-
some episodes, but I don't
they-
think I
they
was
died down.
extremely happy.
have you ever had impulse control issues? Like, I want to do something, it's probably going to be stupid, but I'm going to go do it anyway.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Or I want to do something and you go do it, even if it may
Endanger my life.
endanger you or get other people in trouble.
I have, yes. And those are still here
Those are manic episodes
with me
or
currently.
impulsive episodes.
Yes.
You talked earlier, rage, anger. How have your have you had any bad episodes of that?
I mean, as of last night, I had the mental breakdown, and then from the mental breakdown, I went to a massive anger raid. I mean, just impulsive anger, realizing that everything's building up.
Was it anger itself or anger at others?
It was kind of just more
Mix.
of a 360 spiral of, I blame myself, I blame, these people, I blame the government, I blame myself, and it's kept going around and around and around. Eventually, I just almost smashed my hand through the wall, realizing that it's enforced, but realizing that I put a dent in the wall.
Oh, that'll pull you out of it when you break your own shit.
But it pulled me out pretty quick.
It doesn't always pull you out of it. You can do a lot of damage in a rage.
Oh,
I shattered the windshield in my van when I was in a rage.
I've when I had a bad moment with an ex-wife, I walked in. She was doing something with another guy on a couch, and we had this steel skin door, them steel skin metal doors.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love
my
the
hand-
fact that you guys build doors so you know what kind of door it is.
And
Oh,
I
yeah.
put my hands right through that sucker. I mean, one of the only reasons why I didn't beat the guy to death and not be having this conversation was because my hands were bleeding from the metal cutting my hands when I put my hands through. And I was like, I don't want to get AIDS. So that was one of the random
wanna
thoughts
get
that
AIDS.
said, like, my brain just said, you don't want to get AIDS because you're going to hit him, he's going to bleed, and you're bleeding.
I don't want to get AIDS from fucking with this door. He's gonna bleed, and I don't want to go to prison because it smells like piss.
Yeah, pretty much that's how that went.
See, I've had one of
You
those.
speak about a metal door, and it's still proof of there on my front door. From the inside, you can see punch indents from my fist. So,
I can totally relate to the rage problems. I struggle with that as well. all the time. So.
Yeah, 3 of us here struggle with rage issues.
Now, Alex, we've had our back and forth with rage back when we lived together.
Mm-hmm.
There was a moment where we had to have Matt take us apart.
Mm-hmm.
That was a bad week.
That was a bad week.
I mean, now you've had some traumatic stuff too in your life and whatnot. Has that affected you at all? Like backstory, stuff like that?
My backstory is up and down on the spectrum of, oh, look, it's good. Oh, no, it really got deep down in the pits.
If you don't want to talk about it, I know one we had particular in high school when we lived together.
Yeah, you don't have to talk about anything you don't want to.
I mean,
Actually, refresh my brain.
I believe Destry and Shay were there that night, and they left.
Oh, yes, the 2
And-
psychos.
Yeah, 2 guys, my neighbors, back in the
2
time when I had my
guys
trailer.
and too much alcohol.
Yeah, they thought since we had friends over that we were throwing some kind of party,
Yep.
and they thought they'd invite themselves over, and
The next thing we know, we're...
That was before we ever left, because I remember it.
well, when you guys left, we got our shit rocked.
Because Brad's head went through the wall, and I was in the back room trying to call anyone I knew.
And that guy didn't appreciate that. We got into a one-on-one with them, swapped dancing partners there for a bit.
Yep.
That
That's
was
when you guys called me and I came and got you.
yeah,
I got
because
a
some
call.
guys decided to leave us.
Yeah, we got a call through finally, and Shay showed up.
Then
And
we
then
called
you guys
them.
came to my house.
Yeah,
Yep.
we had to lock ourselves in the bathroom.
Yep.
Call my mom, call whoever, get that thing taken care of. That
Next
was
day
the
I got in
best.
that dude's face.
Oh, my dad when he moved in got in that guy's face.
Yeah.
Dude, we had some
You know, it was
traumatic
funny.
issues.
2 years after that incident, when I was living with you and your dad, and I was trying to put my speakers in my car, a guy came over and started talking to me and trying to apologize to me. I'm like, are you talking about like something that happened 2 years ago that I probably don't remember? He's like, yeah, man, I got in your face, stuff like that. I'm like, oh yeah, dude, cool. I don't even turn to look at him. Because I'm like, all right, if I cross these wires, I'm going to blow the damn speaker, and this dude's talking to me. Go away.
I remember my dad moved into town, and
He just got
first thing he did when he moved in, that guy was outside, and he walked outside, and he's like, "You stay the fuck away from this house. I ever find out you come over here, I'm gonna kill you." Like, I'm just like, God, that was years ago. Why are you bringing up old shit?
up.
I mean, I don't even see the guy anymore.
Yeah.
One of them moved away, but
Yeah. I
So,
mean,
yeah.
we had a few more issues in high school, but that's kind of water under the bridge. And
yeah.
That's subjects that are for another day.
Did you have anything in your life that you want to talk about
when
that
my-
brought you to where you are now?
When my great-grandfather died, actually, let's back up. Before my great-grandfather died, I was a pure Christian.
What changed that?
His death.
Okay.
He died of cancer. And I'm sure people here have dealt with cancer before
Yep, my mom
in their
had it.
lives. So
Yeah.
that's the dark evil that invades everyone's life.
Oh yeah.
After he passed away, things changed. I became a rebel, an anti-socialist, didn't want to talk to anyone, barely hang out with anyone I could even came close to. So my aspect on life changed completely. The Christianity inside me died, and then I'm just not that
lost faith.
lost faith, and I'm just not that person anymore.
Well, I think we can all say we've had a falling out with that one way or another.
I believe.
You know.
So, as of late, though, my mental issues have been up and down. So,
When you're having a bipolar moment, and you feel something coming on, what do you do to prepare yourself? Like, you know, you're gonna have a problem.
I don't feel it coming on.
know,
That's the problem.
if-
It's just a switch, and when it
Yep.
happens,
Yep.
You realize that
exactly.
you're thinking different.
my brain chemistry changes, and I just can't think the same. I
Yeah.
could be cleaning my whole house, and all of a sudden, and I'm completely on the couch,
I'm the same way.
dead
Exactly.
to the world. I do not want to do anything. The house could be a complete mess, and I'm just like, nope, I'm not doing it.
I'm
So-
lucky enough that when I hit a depressive episode, when my bipolar hits and I hit depression, I've got someone I can go talk to, my mom, because she's bipolar also, and she knows how to deal with it. And I'm on all sorts of medications like lithium and
Do you
a lot of
realize
meds.
that you're not thinking the same? Like when you were like, I'm doing this, like you said, you're cleaning your house, and then it switches over, and you're like, well, fuck that, I'm not doing it anymore. Do you realize that you had that switch over?
Do you
later
realize
down later down during the day, like after about an hour or so, I'll realize that I'm like, oh crap, I'm not the same person.
Right.
It's affecting me again. But other than that, it's more. I can't sense it. I wish I could.
Like,
I mean,
that's not what I guess I should have worded my question better.
And see,
yeah,
with me, when I go into a depression, I can't sense it. When I go into one of my impulsive manic moods, I can tell that I'm getting to that point where I'm going to hit a manic. Because it builds up. You're happy, then you're happier. Then all of a sudden you're starting to feel like you can't control what you're doing. And that's when you hit that manic episode. That's where they get the term maniac from. You hit a mania. You're just so happy and impulsive that you'll pretty much like bang. You'll fuck any chick you see, or you'll shoplift just because you can. And that's one thing I noticed I do a lot is I'll shoplift just because I can when I hit a impulsive episode.
Now with Alex, I noticed it in school and growing up a lot. You'll get into those times where you'll be so excited or something will take control. Like, especially you use your music a lot to pull yourself out of things, like in high school, or pull yourself away, and it wouldn't matter who's around. It'll be like you're at the concert or you'll just be somewhere else.
I zone into my own little world, and that's how it is.
I used to find that so annoying.
Everybody did.
We would be
I-
sitting there talking, like having a full-on like D&D session kind of thing, and then Alex would be over here in the corner.
Headphones on, jamming out, and then he'll just be gone.
And we're like, Alex, what do you do? Sorry, what? Like, dude!
Yeah, but you gotta realize, like, I know for Alex, that's kind of like your escape.
That is my escape.
That's
And
how you deal with your stuff. For you, it's not so much music puts you in a mood. That mood puts you into the music.
Yeah, because you weren't there when it happened. As about, I'd say about 3 years now. A guy came up to me and he ripped my headphones off my head.
That's not a bad deal. I've had an experience with you with that.
He he didn't realize that I was having a bad day, so he was trying to talk to me and see how my day was going, and he realized I had my headphones on. Well,
Is this the dude you knew?
yeah,
Okay.
and he
I
doesn't.
thought there's like some random dude like Walmart ripped off your headphones?
No,
Oh, shit,
I knew
that'd
him.
be horrible.
That guy
Me and him
yeah.
ain't friends anymore because of this, because of after effect. He came over and kind of just yanked him off at full-blown speed. Well, I noticed that in my world, the music died, and I'm just like, well, there's a problem. Maybe I should go back to reality and see what happened. This guy, and he didn't stop there. He snapped my headphones in half.
Oh, I would have beat his.
These are
ass.
$200 headphones.
He would have got stumped. There would be no getting out of that.
I don't remember what happened after that. I just know that there was a trail of blood following him as he left.
And you guys are no longer friends.
Exactly.
Yeah. Another part of the manic part of bipolar is also aggression. have you ever noticed you trying to start fights and stuff like
Yes,
that?
I have. Yes, I have.
So-
I've
so
done it
you-
with Brad. I've done it with some of the guys. I've done it with Shay.
How'd that carpet taste?
That was a lovely taste.
My German suplex your ass.
Superplex.
I can remember a lot for you. It's more negative back and forth with your bipolar as opposed to
Yeah.
Destry with your going from
my-
bad to happy.
My manics are can be negative.
But I mean, we lived together for a while, Alex. And
Yeah.
we had some ups and downs.
Yeah, we had days when you couldn't even get through to me at
Yeah.
all.
So now that we're not around a lot, like now that you have your friends further away, do you find that that's one of the things that affects you? Because I know for a fact that sometimes you'll put yourself in that way. And
Yes,
you don't even
as
realize.
as of late, I've had, well, as of last year, I put you guys at such a far distance,
Yeah.
and all of you guys tried to reach out to me, and I just wouldn't have it.
It was
because
hitting the wall.
It was the wall. You guys were on the other side, and I didn't want to dig for it.
And see, I've got a problem with when you push us away. I won't try to contact you because I just assume you need space and you need some time away from people. So I'll wait for you to get a hold of me unless I've got an opportunity for you to buy comic books.
True.
I've found with Alex, sometimes he needs that time away, but a lot of the times it's kind of like with Shay. If he goes missing or he's not around and he doesn't want people around, you kind of got to break down the door and figure out what the hell's going on with him. Because with you, it can be either way.
As of late, it's been more of I've pushed you guys away, and I know that I have. It's just more of me trying to figure out things on my own.
Right.
As of the last 7 months, I did a whole life reevaluation on friends, values, what was most important in my life, and that's what's slowly sending me down the path I am now of trying to fix things. And that's what's been making the episodes worse.
Well, we've all reconnected now, so
Yes,
Yeah.
and that's a good thing.
We've all had points in our lives where we've had to reevaluate where we are, what we had to do. Like Eric's, take a step back and look at the timeline deal. Sometimes it's good to do that a lot more than we do.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to look at all the different possibilities and say, hey, this is where I'm at. This is where I'm heading. I'm not a big fan of that. And I just try to look at, okay, this is where I want to go. This is where I want to be. This is, if this doesn't happen exactly what I want, but this is more the direction I want to go, I got to look at what's going on in my situation. If I let it get to me or whatever, I won't be able to do my plan. So that's kind of what I do.
That's as of late, that's what I've been doing. I step back and look and go, where is this path leading me? Am I going to be doing the proper thing that I need to do, or is it going to lead me down a completely stray slide of torture and pain and non-pleasure?
Yeah. There's more than one way to get to the goal you want. It just depends on what road you take.
Yeah. So,
I've noticed, like, at work, some days you're just chill, and then, like, it won't be nothing. Like, I won't notice, like, anything that would set you off right away, and then, bam, you're just, like, down or mad. Something's bugging you. I'm like, shit, I gotta say something off color to this guy, so maybe he'll smile or something. And, even though, like, you'll be having a shitty day, I'll say something retarded, and you'll be like, yeah, that's funny, and then you go on your way, but...
well, yeah, and that really helps me out. Brad does the same. He says odds and ends of odd things.
I'll bring something up, like a game or a music.
Yeah,
genre
and
or
it-
I'm
something.
a jerk. I just call you a dickhead.
There you go. And it catches my attention. Lately, my anger issues have been up and down, and the new flare-ups, I haven't noticed what they are yet. So that's a thing that I've been trying to discover.
Well, I can point them out if you need help.
Well, you don't. I'm sure you can discover a few of them, but I don't think you know all of them.
I know some.
I know a big one to my heart right now, and it's a past ex of mine. Anyone that happens to even mention damage to her, I'm all up in their face, and they're going to probably go down to the ground.
Yeah.
It's a good thing I don't know any of your ex's names.
I know a lot. You lash out occasionally,
Yeah,
like
lash out.
especially at people you want to have in your life more that you want out.
Yeah. As of late, I know that one problem is going to be removed from the issue. So equation. So that will be a victory for me.
You'll feel a lot better.
Just remember, call me ahead of time so I can give you an alibi and I can dump the body.
Yeah.
Bodies.
It's not that. It's more this person has finally decided to get out of town, and it's a good thing.
Distance.
Right.
Distance.
Distance.
Wink, wink, nudge,
Yeah,
nudge.
nudge.
Get the shovel.
Yeah.
So, in wrapping this up, what kind of advice would you give someone that has your personality type? And what advice would you give other people that have these major depression issues and manic swings and OCD and everything you've been diagnosed with? What kind of advice would you give to someone that, like you, like a younger you?
If I could come face to face with the younger self as the problems we're developing,
Or someone that's
or
like you?
someone like me, I would look at them and go, find good friends that are going to help you pull yourself out of the problems every time you have one. They're going to help you, and it's going to help you more than you think. For the ADHD and everything else, it's more of a find something that's going to help you focus. So
Find a good doctor.
find a good doctor, find a good nurse, maybe.
Ah,
Wink, wink, nudge,
Nudge.
nudge.
Yeah. Just find someone that's going to be there at all times and try to help you realize what you need to do and keep on track so your flare-ups and your mental issues don't get out of control.
Just find your guiding light.
Find your guiding light.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if that's all the advice you've got for our listeners, let's call it there. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time.